So task G asks us to add a counter and then edit the spaceship code so the counter displays how many crystals have been collected. Right, so this is our points for catching the prize. Okay, now the counter, let me just close the spaceship code a second and the crystal code. The counter code is given to you already here. I don't think we need to edit this in this example. No, we don't. We're just going to use this. Right, so the counter is there. To add it to the game, well, we need to add it to the space is the world first of all. Let's add a counter. Now then, I think in the first or second video when we came to populate the game, I was a bit confused as to where to put these. The spaceship player, the black hole, etc. because I wasn't sure if other classes in the game would need these, and I don't think they do. However, other classes in the game do need the counter, so the counter must be declared as a field in this class. Okay, it's not a variable in a method, it must be a field available to the whole class, right? So I'm going to call this private counter points counter. Okay, by putting this up here as a field, I can now put a method in which allows other classes access to this points counter. Okay, so the spaceship can increase the counter if it needs to, which it will need to. Okay, if I put this counter just here in this method populate, then the spaceship would not be able to access the counter. It must be a field here. Now then, because I've got the field there, what I can do is I'm going to make this into a new counter, copy that here to there, paste. Now this is a little bit different to the other objects I've defined here. These ones needed the class name before the object name. Crystal 1, Crystal 2 must have the class name before them. The black hole one must have the black hole class name before it. The points counter is defined up here with the counter. The class name is before it there. I don't need to repeat this counter with the capital C as the class name. Down here, it's done already. Okay, so just do equals new counter, capital C, bracket bracket semicolon. Now the counter, I think, yeah, it doesn't take a parameter in the constructor method there. Okay, that's fine, that will work as it is. Okay, I can compile this now. That should work. Now the counter has been made. I need to add it to the game. Add object, put the counter top left, yeah? Okay, let's copy and paste these object names. Copy that, paste it there, and I'll put that into 0, 0. Okay, semicolon. Compile, and the counter should appear in the game. There it is there, okay, 0. Right. So now I've added the counter and it's been displayed. Now I need to change the value of it when the spaceship collects one of the crystals. Okay, it's a little bit more complex. Now to do this, first thing to do is to make a new method called getCounter. The spaceship needs access to this counter in the world, right? And to do that I must make a method which it can call. Now the method goes into the space class and is called from the spaceship class. So let's put in this white space here, or you could put it just inside the bottom curly brace there. Okay, public. Now this method gives back an answer, it gives back a value, it gives back a counter. Okay, it gives back the counter, get counter. Well, let's call it get points counter, bracket bracket, and then the curly braces. All this method does, it returns this points counter here. Okay, so the spaceship class needs access to the counter in the world, and to do that, to allow the access, we make a method called getPointsCounter. There, if I compile this now, that should be okay. So using this method, the spaceship can now get access to the counter and change the value of it. So in spaceship, when the spaceship catches the crystal, okay, we need to now make a counter object. Counter, call this counter equals. Now there's one issue here, is that I've got the space world, okay, dot get counter. Now this line will give a compilation error. Let me just show you that first of all, because the get counter method is not available in the world class. Remember, the world is the father, the parent class, space is the child class. I made the get counter class in space, but look, space world is of type world. So Java is going to look in the world class for a get counter method and says, there isn't a get counter method in the world class. Okay, that's a problem. I can't find the symbol get counter. What we must do, we must change this space world to go down the family tree of classes here from world to space, okay, to find this get counter method. To do that, it's called cast. We cast the world object to go down the family tree, and it's going to be casted from a world object into a space object. To cast it, you put brackets, a pair of brackets, and then the name of the class that's down below, space. Okay, so this counter this line of code is looking for the get counter method in the space class now, and it is in the space class. So this line should now compile, hopefully. Get counter, no, it didn't work. I probably need to maybe do this cast up above. Let me see if I put this in the wrong place. If I put this here and then change the type of this object to be space, okay. So now, instead of using the world class for the world, I'm using the space class directly for the world. Yeah. If I compile this, right? Oh, space world.get counter. Why is that not? Did I compile this? Ah, I'm an idiot. I'm sure you've all spotted my mistake already. Yeah. Right. I've put the wrong method name. In the space class, the method is called getPointsCounter, not getCounter. Oh, right. Sorry about that. If I copy this method name, okay, into the spaceship class, right here. Let me just delete that. Paste this in. Right. So that should compile. Now I'm just curious, what I did before, I want to put this back to world and put the bit of code which does the casting to change the world to go down the family tree, put that back to there, cut and paste that code. Will this still work? No, it needs to be on the top part. Alright, okay, so I was just checking that. The cast must be there, and so in your exam do it like this, put the actual world class, okay, cast it here with the get world, so it goes down the family tree, and now that works. So now I've got access to the counter. I can increase this score counter dot, and in the counter class the method is called bump count or something. Yeah, bump count, and I'm going to change the value by 1. Paste that in. 1. Okay, so that is quite complex code there. Yeah, we have to cast the world to go down the family tree, get access to the counter with our new method, and then increase the count by 1. Let me just test that code now. I run this game, play it. There's a sound, and the point is 1. Yeah, there we go, 2 points. Yeah, so that's now working. That's enough for task G. Yeah, thank you.